This week on the Unqualified Gamers Podcast, the boys go over Space Marines 2, Ubisoft stock drop, and possible GTA 6 delays. Episode 84, ladies and gentlemen, of the Unqualified Gamers Podcast.
84?
Digit.
84.
You sure?
I'm
sure.
I'm fucking not sure. It
I
says it on
never-
the list. I took your word for it this time.
That's good.
See, I trust
check.
Kai when he says something, and it's on the list. But whenever CC has the numbers for the episodes, I mean, he's fucked it up at least half the time.
No,
There was
I
one
don't
episode I
fuck
think he
it
screwed it up like 3 times in a row.
It'll
That's
be
never
honestly
happened.
on the list, like the correct number, and he won't even look at the number. He'll just say
Yeah,
the
because
number.
you fucking you've put the wrong one on there one time to fuck with me. Because you're
Yeah.
a fucking asshole.
one time out of like 40 times, 84
84
times.
times.
Yeah, isn't bad.
Anyway, boys, how we
Yeah.
doing?
Well-
how we living on this beautiful fucking Thursday?
Pretty good. Did you see the new note that I put on there?
Yeah, I refuse to fucking read that. You're lucky I even opened the fucking list. I saw it last week
Well,
too, and you
it's
can just
funny.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because you said, "Oh, whatever," and then you literally opened something right after you did. You're like, "Shit."
The day you were gone. The day you were gone, you were in
Uh-huh.
Guatemala.
I heard-
Guatemala.
Guatemala. Yeah, you said,
Guatemala.
you're not here. Go fuck
So-
yourself or whatever.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
in the
So,
comment.
so before
Yeah.
before that, Zeus is like, he just called me. He's like, "Hey, I just noticed that sometimes." I'm like, "Fucking don't say it, motherfucker.
Mhm.
Back the fuck up. You don't fucking want to join Kai's fucking list."
It's another one of those
Suck
narratives
my
that just
ass.
happen to be correct. You know,
No,
They're
that's a real
conspiracy
thing.
theories,
That's
each other,
no, that's
they're
a real
right.
thing. That's
Same
a
thing
real
here.
thing.
Oh,
That's
so
a real.
you're-
thing.
That one's real. Okay.
That's
You're
real.
claiming
But
that one.
you only claim that one because we can prove it on episodes we've recorded where it's happening. I even try and put timestamps exactly where it happens.
That
people can-
pisses me off even more when you text me that. It fucking pisses me off even more.
Perfect.
When you comment with a timestamp, it fucking my blood just fucking boils.
Stop doing
Listen-
it, and then I won't
listen,
have
man.
a timestamp to post.
Sometimes shit just fucking happens. All right, I've got a command center here. Okay,
Sure, it can happen, but if I tell you just mute your Chrome,
I
before you
have
turn
two
on the
fucking
podcast.
I have two muted tabs right now that are at the top of my
No,
fucking
no.
screen.
Windows
Kai, you
PG.
have to understand
Turn
that this man has like 2 computers, 12 desks, 15 3D printers. He
Mhm.
doesn't understand how to like turn volumes off or he just
It's
keeps
funny because
buying
he has
equipment.
like 5 monitors and he wants another one for his 3D printer.
No.
I need another one.
So this is what I
3D
would
printer.
like to do, but I'm not going to do it anymore because I
There you go.
moved it. So I
Oh,
want to put a screen and a keyboard and a mouse on because my 3D printer desk is over there. But like
Yeah.
when I'm over there, I can't, and I want to put a TV on the wall over there too. But I only want to put a TV if I can mirror what's on this TV over there, so I can have both playing. So that when I'm in here working, you know, it's always
Working.
playing. Dude, I'm working right now. I'm working as we
Oh.
speak.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
recording the #1 podcast, video game podcast in the world right now. Okay.
Yeah, he
Zeus?
called me. He called me asking about. He's
Zeus?
like, "Are you ready to record the #1 video game podcast?" And I'm like, "Ben
Nah.
Shapiro has a video game podcast out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
realize. Although
One of these
honestly,
days-
I think I would absolutely watch Ben Shapiro play video games.
That would be a fucking treat, wouldn't it?
Dude, he is so angry about so many things. Just imagine him in a Call of Duty lobby.
I'm surprised that's not on Rumble already.
No, he wouldn't. He
Hmm.
wouldn't lower himself to insulting
Was it-
13-year-olds.
I think it was
He
either
fucking
him.
would.
I think it might have just been Brett Cooper by herself, but her or him and Brett or something like that were played video games and like it wasn't it for them. They tried.
It was.
Oh, it was
I
Brett
thought
Cooper.
Brett-
Brett
I
Cooper.
thought-
She did the thing where she just does the like looking and then moves instead of being able to do both at the same time.
So I thought they were related when I first saw her on my feed.
Everybody
A lot of
thought
people
there
said
was,
that,
there
yeah.
was like a lot of memes
It
going
was-
around that they were the same person.
Dude, it was the
'cause I've never
eyebrows.
seen them in the same fucking room together. or
It was the
whatever.
eyebrows. Someone else thought it was just a Snapchat filter.
So-
After what was it, Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman"? They thought that was a whole thing going on with that. Also, actually, speaking of that, there is his new documentary that comes out tomorrow. Am I racist? I might have
Yes,
to
you
go
are.
see it.
Well, we know CC is.
Well, we know Cece is. But have you seen any of the previews or anything about that?
That's
For,
another
like-
narrative that needs to stop. Okay.
I don't
'Cause
know.
I'm not
Chain
racist.
has verified it. I'm pretty sure.
I slept in a bed next to Chain, literally 3 feet away from him. If I was racist, I wouldn't have done that.
See, if you weren't racist, you would have just slept next to him, but you had to be 3 feet away. kind
You
of
don't understand. You don't
I
understand,
tried.
Kai.
I tried.
Like, Chain is a big dude. Okay,
I'm a big dude too. Like, there's no way we're both fitting
That
in a
just
bed.
means you guys should have been automatically closer together. The
They
fact
were.
that you were further apart.
I could
If-
reach over and
li-
touch him. Okay,
No,
I did.
if both of them had actually rolled to like the sides of the bed, their bellies would have touched
Yeah,
midway.
yeah,
Um,
and they
You mean
did
to
a
the
little
center?
bit. They did.
I feel like if they would have rolled to the sides of the bed, the middle of the bed would have just popped up and it would have folded like an
It could have.
upside down
It could have
taco shell.
happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
It could have
But
happened.
all I'm saying is like
It could have
Chain-
happened.
that Airbnb would have been more expensive. I tell you what.
Chain is so much. Like I knew he was a big dude, but like he is a big dude. Like his hands make my like 16-ounce energy drink look like one of those like 8-ounce Red Bull cans.
Right, it does. No joke.
8.4.
He's a big human.
Okay.
He's a big human.
Ugh.
That's not
Okay,
shit,
that
the
was
0.4. Like
that
he's
was
five.
pretty ridiculous.
What is he? 5'10" and 3/4 or some shit.
No, Chain 6'4".
8.4 ounces.
No,
You,
Chain,
you
Chain,
idiot.
Oh yeah, I'm 5'10" 3/4.
Oh no,
See?
CC's like 5'3" 3/4.
Oh, whatever it is.
Jesus Christ.
You know who's really
Any-
tall?
Who?
Every single Space Marine. They're like 8 foot.
Every single space free. I knew you were gonna dig into this. So I bought this game, and I'm enjoying
did.
it.
Okay. See,
I'm enjoying it so far. The only
if you
like
know how to fucking kill things, yeah, that's great.
yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's kind of frustrating at parts, but I like that.
I found out something about the parrying, which is one thing I know you were getting frustrated with.
Yes. Okay.
So if you look at the weapons, or the melee weapons, anyways,
Yeah.
you'll see at the bottom there's 3 different types.
Okay.
There's like block, parry, and something or whatever. Those are your different types of like. So if they do that action, one like the weapon will be so heavy, the only thing you're gonna do is block it. You're not gonna parry it like you
Okay.
did when you were in the
Okay.
tutorial.
So like the big dudes, because I've never been able to parry anything from them, and it pisses me off because it gives me the opportunity, but it doesn't. So I'm just
it's
blocking.
not the opportunity isn't to parry them. It's to know the attack is coming and you can block it because there's the red orb, which means you have to dodge it no matter what you're
Yeah,
doing.
right,
Even if you're
right.
blocking, they're gonna get through it.
Yep.
Or you do the blue orb, which means you can defend against that
Yeah, okay,
attack.
okay.
Which, if you have a heavy weapon, it's just a block. If you have a balanced weapon, I believe you get knocked back or something like that. I can't remember the specifics because I just heard about it. But and then there's one that's like parry. I can't remember what it's called specifically, but you
Yeah.
parry the attack instead.
Okay.
So I think it just might be the chainsword you have, where it's just
Gotcha.
not allowing you to.
Yeah,
parry.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
another thing that one thing that frustrates the shit out of me is I was playing the map or the level where you like you got to protect the satellites. All those flying things were flying down on those antennas.
Yeah. When you're
antennas.
around the outside, yeah.
And I felt like I was fucking them up, but I kept losing I kept failing, and I'm like, I don't understand this. So
If you don't get to the thing specifically fast enough, so like
Yeah.
there's one where we played this level together. It's where you kind of meet up in the middle and there's like 2 shipping cartons and then there's like 4 different spots where there's like generators that
right,
kind of come down and they're in separate rooms.
yeah,
And if you don't make it to that room in time and get those things off of those generators,
Mhm.
you lose right there.
okay, yeah.
So
Well,
if
it was
you-
just
you can
frustrating. 'cause
sit there and
I
tack,
felt
like,
like
this
I was getting there in
specific-
time.
Well, you
But
can
obviously
attack
I
the
wasn't.
specific swarm until you're free and clear and then go to this generator and start attacking. But by that time, it's too late. They've already caused too much damage and you've lost that point.
Gotcha.
And then you just completely lose
Gotcha.
it. So you have
Well,
to make sure you get fast enough.
I think I'm over 2 hours over 2 hours into it. But
Well,
I
don't
played
know,
for like
just
an hour last night. So
Try refunding it and see if you can or not.
Then you'll
And if
know.
you can't, then you're over 2 hours. You know,
I'm
I
surprised
told
he hadn't.
Nissa that he wanted me to buy the game, and
No,
she
no,
won't
no.
let
I
me-
didn't. I didn't tell you to buy it. I told you that
She
I
will
haven't
not let
played
me
it
buy
enough.
any new game that he plays until he is outside of the return window.
But see, that's the thing is like I make bad financial decisions, so I'll just stop playing it
Mhm.
even then. So it's called it's probably under Warhammer. Yeah, it's under Warhammer. So I'm 4 hours in.
It's
Holy
called
shit!
desertion.
I didn't realize I was 4 hours in.
You
I
know,
didn't realize
like
you
you
were
did
4
to me
hours
with
in
Once Human.
I'm not
Desertion.
there. I'm not there enough where I think my friend should buy it yet to play with me because I don't know if I like it that much yet. I need to get more into it still.
It does
So,
kind of suck because you're limited to 3, but I mean,
Yeah.
If you get the right people, it's. I mean, last night I played with Eagle Paw and my friend Nino.
Yeah.
And it was a great time. Like we were pretty much all melee characters, but we still
Yeah.
fucking ran through it, and it was
Right.
pretty fun. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm enjoying it
Honestly,
so far.
I think 3 is
About
enough.
18 hours.
Most adult
Yeah.
men can't get 3 additional people together anyway.
That's true. That's very true.
So
yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the game. So like, what was that other game that came out that was free to play? They were completely into it.
Gray Zone.
It was real, huh? No,
Gray
not
Zone?
Gray Zone. Gray Zone was free. No, the
Yeah,
First
no.
Descendant. First Descendant was huge,
Yeah.
and
I saw
there
that.
was
I know a
always
lot of
three
people were
other-
playing it.
yeah. But now that Space Marine 2 came out, like everybody's kind of jumped from First Descendant to Space Marines 2.
Can we just talk
at
at
least-
the biggest fucking fail ever in the history of fucking gaming in Helldivers 2?
Oh, you mean the biggest downfall ever?
Holy
Wait,
shit,
are,
man.
Are you saying that that's the biggest fail, and it's not the game that was out for 3 weeks
Concord?
and then shut servers
Yeah,
down?
this is worse than
2 weeks.
because everybody
Concord.
loved that game and wanted to fucking play it. And it
I say
was a
this is
great
two
it is a
different-
great game, right?
No.
Well, it's
Helldivers
horrible.
isn't great. Helldivers isn't great.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Concord.
yeah,
No, Helldivers, everybody loved it. It was like literally the only game that I know of that has actually brought gamers together, and they fucking killed it by being stupid
There's-
fucks.
Yeah, these are two different instances. So Concord is the worst game to come out.
Right. It just
I
wasn't
mean,
good. It just wasn't a good game.
Right.
Right.
It was just a shit game.
Yeah.
I mean, the art and all that was trash.
Yeah.
But Helldivers had the biggest downfall.
Oh
really
my
of any
god.
game.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
to go from, like,
but
the biggest-
the worst part about it was it had nothing to do with the game.
Right. The biggest problem is it was fucking PvE, and they nerfed everything to the fucking ground. Like as
Yeah.
soon as people would find some sort of like good thing that would work out for them to help them defeat, they were like, "Fucking nerf
But
it, nerf it into the
and why
ground."
would you do that instead of just making making more enemies and shit? Because it's not
Right,
hard
have
to do.
maybe have more enemies or something. Like
Yeah.
they ended up increasing the levels to level 10, right? Which was
Mhm.
insanely hard. So if people found a way to do it and get through the thing
Yeah.
easy and collect their samples, like at the end, you had to have like 120. Last I saw, maybe it was more than that, 200 samples, like certain samples
Yeah.
of just one sample kind.
Mhm.
Your common samples, you had to have at least 200 or 300. Sorry, fuck.
Yeah.
And then you had to have like 150 of another, and then like 15 of another, or 30 of another.
Mhm.
And it's just like it takes so much time to get all those samples. But then when people are able to play the game, collect the samples to do the upgrades and stuff like that, and then you take away that opportunity,
Right.
you're literally fucking them. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that they came out where they released the game where it didn't need a PSN for 3 months, and
Yeah.
then boom, in countries where PSNs aren't allowed,
Now you can't even buy the game. Yeah. They can't even buy
you
it.
can't buy it. They couldn't play it. They did buy it, and then they couldn't even refund it, and then they
It's
allowed
just-
them to play it, but then they blocked it in countries
Shitty.
and stuff like that. It just didn't.
Yeah, that's just crazy
They-
to me. That's
the
not the
biggest-
reason.
the
I thought
last
it would
one.
just be a downfall because I didn't think it
Here's
had
the thing,
long time
you're
playability.
saying-
with it.
Longevity.
Yeah,
You're saying downfall, but like over the past month,
Talking to the mic.
sorry, my
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
is over here.
Get a fifth
Um,
monitor. SCC.
get a fifth.
I mean, I've got 4 of them, but like, but right now they've got almost 15,000 people currently playing, and
Yeah, but
their
that was-
24-hour peak is 18K.
They
all
were
of the
at
stuff, like,
200,000 pretty fucking consistent there for a while.
They were at 458,000
Yeah.
7 months ago, but over the past month, I mean, they were at their peak was 38, and
Yeah,
then
that's
they've just
crazy.
been fluctuating, but they've stayed relatively level. It's not
I
like
can tell
what
you
happened
why
with
it
the
dropped to
PSN
15.
thing.
Because the last war bond they came out with was a fire war bond, and when they came out with that
Yeah, I
war
heard
bone, they
this.
nerfed fire shit.
And then
And
you're
it didn't
nerf
make any
fire.
sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, now, and it's funny because now there's like an announcement where they're like, "Oh, they're gonna revert the fire to make it effective. You should be able to use this. Go ahead and go try it out." And it's like, you're a little too late. Too little, too late.
Too little, too late.
When
Too little,
when
too
was
late.
the
I think
nerf exactly?
When was the nerf? I don't know. Whenever that fire bond came out. I don't remember when the
shit,
fire
I
bond.
don't
I
know.
stopped playing before that. I mean, when they stopped letting other people in, they never came out with the cape. I was trying to see if the cape came out, and right when that fire bond was released, I went and checked. Still no cape. I just dipped.
Yeah.
I was like, you're supposed to show that whole PSN controversy on a cape, and then there was another controversy.
Is
right
there
after that
is
when they
there
released
multiple
Tarkov.
capes that you can buy or like get? Or
Yeah, you get there. Yeah, you can get multiple capes.
because I haven't gotten. I hopped on and played the other day for like 45 minutes just by myself. I started by myself, and then people dropped in with me. It was kind of cool, and they were really
Right.
cool people. I couldn't figure out how to drop a one thing that annoyed me. I couldn't remember how to drop a fucking ammo.
Stratagem.
No, I needed ammo,
Oh.
right?
Oh, it's a
And the
resupply.
one,
It's a stratagem.
and I'm like,
So,
how do I fucking drop ammo? And the guy's like, oh, so he drops ammo and then runs off. I'm like, I want to know how to fucking do it,
isn't
bro. I
literally
have to
up
like
in the
6
top
times.
left corner of the game? Just there?
I don't know. I didn't see it up there. I don't know. But I had fun
yeah, it is.
playing
You
it.
like hold
But
control and you'll see it and whatever you
oh
call
yeah,
it.
to
now.
hold control. I didn't do that. But
Yeah,
yeah, no. I played it the other day and I had a good time playing it. So
it was a
it's
fun
just,
game. It was, but
yeah.
when you take away that, like when you start having fun and you find a way to have fun, and then they take away that ability,
Yeah,
it's
frustrating.
it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's like you're going outside to play, and every time you go outside to play, your parents are like, "Well, don't do that activity." So you stop playing kickball, then you stop playing dodgeball, and then eventually you're just like, "Why am I even going outside anymore?" You know?
Yeah.
So fuck
Right.
it. Okay.
Right. So yeah, what
PGS app, which is another Windows app. So the last
primary gaming
week,
screen?
yeah. So last week we had the Twinkle Tray, which helped with brightness
The
on your
Twinkle
screen
Tray.
settings.
The
Right.
Twinkle Tray.
This week we have the PGS app, which is the primary gaming screen app on Windows. So a lot of times I've noticed this. I think with
This is just for your phone?
no, this is for your computer.
Oh, okay.
You have multiple screen setup, and I think I've noticed it with Hogwarts Legacy. Like every game I have is set up for this monitor, but when I open Hogwarts Legacy, it goes to my side monitor.
Tarkov
And
does that to me all the time, and then so does
Yeah.
Warhammer did it to me last night.
Right. And usually you can just do like the Windows shift and an arrow key to go left or right to move it from screen to screen. But
Yeah.
sometimes the games won't let you. So this app pretty much like bypasses that. So it doesn't do the shortcut. So what will happen is the game will pop up on that window that it chooses to pop up on, but it'll automatically shift it to the primary gaming monitor you want. And then it'll put it back as you close it, and it'll just drop it on that screen like nothing happened. So for people who have
Wow.
troubles with that side of gaming, which I've had,
It's weird because I'd never really had an issue with those kind of things. I have had it a few times with Tarkov. Every time they update,
Yeah.
it wants to go back to, I guess, what my default screen is. For some reason, it's one of my side monitors. I
My
guess it's where
primary
it's plugged
screen
in.
is my middle gaming screen. I don't know why it fucking does it to me.
I think it's how it's plugged in on the back of the computer.
could be.
So,
I don't know, man.
but yeah, I never realized that we needed
stupid.
a solution to it. But
Yeah, I would just
you
go
know,
into the game settings and tell it which monitor to go to. So, but Tarkov
Yeah,
will
it's-
sit there and say that it's on my fucking MSI monitor, and it's fucking not. That pisses me off because it's like you're a cocksucker. Because then I have to move it to a different monitor, then move it back to it.
Yep.
And it's fucking annoying. But Tarkov's got enough fucking problems. All right, that's the least of their fucking worries.
Actually, Tarkov, I played a little bit of it. The new factory is a lot of fun. The
I haven't
expansions
played
and
yet.
everything with
What's different?
literally, it's a completely different map. You can walk into an area that you think you know, other than the two middle big rooms, and you'll have no idea where you're at. So if you're
Really?
in one of like the back rooms, like I was in the area with forklift, and I had to walk through a door and actually look around and be like, oh, that's where I'm at, because of how different the aesthetics are. You can now go outside on two different areas. They have med rooms that look like something out of Reserve. The catwalks are much more usable. That bridge that went over by what we call Stripper continues on through all the way through to the other side of the map and then outside. So
must
like
not
it is
have-
a completely different game. You know the big tanks over on Glass Hallway. You
Yeah.
can now go underneath those tanks, and there's a staircase that comes up from them.
So I have that. I bought that the Matt Genie Tarkov map.
Mhm.
I
know what
don't
I'm
think it's updated yet.
It's not updated yet because this is exactly the same. So yeah, that sucks. 'Cause I paid $10 for that I paid fucking 2 times. I paid for a year of it for $5, and then I paid for a lifetime.
And the thing is,
So-
Map Genie does amazing things.
Yeah.
I've multiple games I've paid their not subscription.
I didn't
but
know
just
they did
done
multiple games.
I mean, God, I've done it on. Once Human has the Map Genie, Tarkov, Conan Exiles, anything that has a large static map with like static spawns, it has it for. Has it for Pal World. I mean, there are
Really?
so many games. Oh yeah.
All right. Didn't know that.
Now you know. Did you know that?
Um,
Now you know.
Well, now I just want to go through the entire list of things because honestly, like I can't speak highly enough about it. Star Wars Outlaw, they have the new one for the Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy 14, Luigi's Mansion.
We can talk about how much Star Wars Outlaw sucks.
Yeah, no shit.
I've heard
Did you say it
nothing
looked
good
decent?
about it. I know. I thought it looked like a game that was made in like 2005.
Yeah, people are saying that there's games made in 2014, 10 years ago, even some made in 2010 that look better than that game. I mean,
That's sad.
so apparently the
Especially
game
with
actually
how
itself
good
is
like the Star Wars the
franchises.
the other games look fucking great.
Yeah, yeah, the
Like
other games are
Survivor
great.
and shit.
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor. Yeah, they look fucking amazing.
Apparently, this game has like pretty much tanked the Ubisoft stocks too. And I went and looked yesterday on Ubisoft because I couldn't find it on Steam. I only found it on Ubisoft. It was you could either get the regular version for 70 or the upgraded versions for 110 or 130. And the game that's like so shitty, especially when like the AI itself doesn't interact properly and a lot of people are falling through the map or getting stuck in the map, to have a $70 game for something that's not even close to being finished, or you could pay $18 a month to Ubisoft to get the game for that. But
That's
I
a
mean,
gaming
that's all-
company that just used to be so great.
I mean, the $18 a month thing, that's nothing more than what Blockbuster used to be. You go in, you rent the game, you pay whatever
it's
it
a
is.
Game
If
Pass
you
in a
like
sense.
it,
I
you buy it later
remember
on.
the end of Blockbuster, okay?
There's no end. There's still a
Okay,
Blockbuster out
okay.
there. How dare you?
I remember the end of real Blockbuster, okay? We're not talking about in fucking Oregon or whatever has one still.
That one in Alaska that's still alive?
Yeah, but anyway,
No, you're right. It's Oregon. It's
yeah, I thought it
Bend,
was
Oregon.
Yeah, Bend over Oregon. I mean, but regardless, so I remember going into my first time as I was like 17, 18 years old, going in by myself without my parents, right?
Right.
And I wanted to rent a fucking game. And they're like, you have to have a membership. I'm like, okay, well, sign me up for a membership then. But it was like, you had to pay like a month. It was like $30 a month or $20 a month. And you could rent unlimited things. You couldn't just rent a fucking movie anymore at Blockbuster.
You had to buy a sub.
You had to be you had to pay a subscription fee. I don't know if that was their way because Netflix had been out for a while and GameFly was out at that time. So I don't know if that was their way to combat that. What?
The CEOs of Blockbuster actually had the ability to buy out Netflix, and they didn't.
No, Netflix begged them to buy them out.
And they didn't, and they're like, "What? We don't need you."
Yeah, I watched a documentary on that a while ago. It was pretty good.
I've got to give the last Blockbuster a little bit of credit though. They have a 4.9 star rating on Google.
Fucking right, they do. I watched a documentary about the last Blockbuster. That's why I knew it was in Oregon. That was a couple years ago, but yeah, pretty good shit.
I will say, speaking of ratings,
big documentary
before we dip out of there, Star Wars Outlaws has a 2.8 star rating on Google out of like 1,700 ratings.
Yeah, like 37% of the player base likes it, even though the critics for some of the gaming websites have given it like a 70 or 80%.
Insane.
Someone's in someone's pocket at that point to be that far off. Like for GameFAQs to be given it a 76 and the average user for a 32.
Yeah.
Nah, someone put some stock into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just they're so bored of the game they call it trash.
So there's a lot of companies or a lot of like online entities, right, that like do video game shit. They won't talk bad about a video game. If they don't like it, they just won't talk about it because they don't want to upset the companies because like a lot of people get like free codes for games and shit. Obviously, like we probably would get like a ton of free codes because we're really awesome, but like they refuse to talk bad about any video games because that'll stop them from getting.
I feel like that's also being. I also feel like that's being dishonest. You know what I mean?
100%. That's why we don't do that here.
that's like
I don't
Keith
I don't
Lee.
see it as dishonest because they aren't spreading any lies about it. And I guess you can say it's like, guilt by omission. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I guess it's not dishonest, but it's like they would like to talk about it, but they're not. They won't do it because they don't want
Right.
to, ruin their
Well, it's like
relationships.
Keith Lee. When he goes to a restaurant and reviews it, he'll post the review and be 100% honest. Even restaurants that are bad, you know what I mean?
Right.
yeah.
And he doesn't
And
he doesn't want any special treatment ever. And he knows
Yeah.
some there's been a place where he went where they gave him kind of a special treatment, which is why he started using like a fake identity or having someone else grab the food for him. But he's gone to places where they gave him like some special treatment and the food still was bad and he told them it was bad. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's how you should be. That's how you should
you
be.
should be just 100% honest at any time.
I don't.
so
if
if you
that
play a
is
game,
what your
review
thing
it
is. Speaking
The positive
of game
thing.
reviews,
Well,
go ahead.
before you get to that, sorry. The positive thing about this podcast is we all like different fucking games.
mm-hmm.
So games that you like, Kai, like I don't necessarily like them, and Zeus the same way. There's games you like that I don't like. Yeah, I mean, there's also games that universally are beloved by everybody, but there's very few that like all of us are like that game fucking sucks. So that's a positive thing for us. Nope,
I think you're the only one who praises
fucking
Fortnite.
amazing. It's great, best game ever made. Go on, Zeus.
But no, hot take for a game that I did not like is Deadlock.
Deadlock.
I haven't seen a lot of people that did like it.
It's funny because it's apparently getting really good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Disrespect, the pediatrician, tried playing it, and within 2 or 3 minutes of the game starting, his entire team left.
I heard that. I seen that.
I saw
And
Shroud playing it the other day.
Sorry,
but
Shroud.
yeah, Shroud played. Yeah,
but it is too much League of Legends. It's a third person shooter, not a first person.
Yep.
And it's not like Smite or those other things. It is not.
It's a MOBA.
But it's not like Overwatch, which they wanted to like compete with.
It kind of
is. No, not at all.
I mean, it's an objective-based game, so I mean,
there are a bunch of objective-based games that aren't that.
yeah, but Overwatch was kind of one of the first real objective-based game,
I mean, there've been capture the flag things forever. If you want to go objective-based game,
Halo had capture the flag,
Halo,
sure.
COD, they all had,
yeah.
Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, and whatever. But for something like what it is right now, a Deadlock, it is too much League of Legends or Dota. Like, you have to know what you want your build to be at the very beginning of this game for it to do anything for you.
Well, I mean, like Shroud was saying, he goes, when you're building, so the characters kind of reminded me of Roku. That's what it looked like, Rogue Company. And they have the screen where you can buy abilities throughout the game. And he said what you need to do is focus on how the enemy is playing and then pick your stats from there. So instead of picking in the front run or whatever, just being like, I want to build him this way, you build based off of the attacking team or the defending team.
Looks like Reddit's pretty down the middle with people either love it or hate it. There's no like in between on the game. So
well, there's a lot of Apex players that are leaving Apex going to Deadlock. Like
I don't
because
understand
Apex,
that.
No Cocoa Puffs, and Hardeki, and then Sweet Dreams says
they probably got paid because they're not even close to the same.
No, Apex is in a real steep downfall right now.
I can't play it. I've installed it like 3 times. I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and when it gets to the region where you pick your region or whatever, I've picked every region in the Midwest. It will not let me sign on for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, because you got banned from Fortnite for a reason.
It's bullshit.
XQC said it was going to be the game of the future, but I mean, he also like initially rage quit and then came back and was
XQC lost his country a championship in Overwatch because he decided to flame 13-year-olds and break keyboards and be an absolute just fucking prick online. And they're just like, yeah, that's not what we're about. And they banned him. Like, he's just an absolute piece of shit. I don't know why people like him. All they do is sit there and I think wait for him to break keyboards.
Yeah, they like that shit.
I don't know. XQC, it 100% is I think, the most overrated person out there. I think I'd rather watch the ASMR ear lickers.
I can't understand what the
than-
fuck he's saying. He talks too fucking fast.
Well,
I don't know.
He's not
It's-
talking fast. You're just listening slow.
Yeah, you're
guess.
just slow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't. I don't watch XQC because I can't understand him. So,
Start listening a little bit better. GTA 6, which
Will never come out.
right. Well, there it's not. The
it's gonna be,
Rockstar. Some people said that this isn't.
game ever made.
They said they didn't say it was confirmed or anything like that. There's just been a supposed leak where it's being delayed again. So
I'd just like to point out
Take
that
your
we
time.
had a world-closing pandemic before we got GTA 6.
I mean, well, no, we didn't have a world closing pandemic. We had like a half the world closing pandemic. Okay, and that was the greatest
No.
time in gaming. Everything was
it
great.
was a world lockdown pandemic.
Everything was fucking awesome. All your buddies in Discord every fucking night. I miss that.
We got CC to admit that he was wrong before GTA 6 came out.
What was I wrong about?
I mean, do you really want me to go through a list? I mean, we only have an hour long this podcast.
I don't think I was wrong about anything, but that's just me.
Well, apparently the leak is a guy named Billsy Liam GTA, and he said he spoke with multiple devs from 2 different Rockstar offices, and they're saying that the game's gonna be delayed till mid 2026, which initially it was supposed to be coming out 2025, but now it's at least another half a year
God, that's crazy.
down the road. Per the room, that's
But
allegedly.
We also
That's
have
just-
to remember that Rockstar has never given us a shitty game, like by having it not ready when it's released. They've never done that,
right.
in my opinion.
Maybe they're waiting for more people to try the subscription-based games before they release it so they can jump on it. I don't know.
No, I think they're just going to drop $150 price tag on the game. Then I'll pay it
It's possible.
gladly.
I bet you would.
I'd pay $300 for GTA 6 right now.
Jeez.
I think I would
okay.
drop 500 on it.
He
you're
makes
horrible
poor
for
financial decisions. So
Horrible
I do.
financial
I
decision.
fucking do, but I would pay $500.
That's not poor. That's horrible. That's a horrible.
Yeah.
You're telling me you'd drop
just
$500
remember
on a game?
that. Just remember that CC was willing to pay $100 for a access code to Gray Zone that he played for 45 minutes.
It was. I offered a guy $100.
Got people to come in and join him, and then he just fucking did. Your brother was one of them, right?
Yeah. Well, Racy and Jared played for a while by
Yeah,
themselves
Racy and
without
Jared
CC,
played.
so
Yeah.
They
He
had
tried
a decent
to.
time playing.
He tried to tell me that Jared was mad because I didn't play with him. I'm like, no, he was
He
already playing
literally
it before I
downloaded the
did.
game. No, he didn't. He downloaded the
didn't.
game
He
after
downloaded
we
after
talked
you.
one
Oh,
night.
after me. Yeah. Well, he was already getting.
And you're like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna be back on. We're gonna be playing this thing. He's like, but you know what? I'm too tired. I'm gonna go upstairs and touch the old lady's butt.
I should go
and
back to
then
that game because it's
never
probably,
fucking came
it's
back.
probably
Yeah,
way
you
fucking
should.
better now.
Yeah.
They had a huge update recently.
Yeah, I should check it out.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Been
And play it for
struggling
another
a game to play.
3 hours and then never touch it again.
God,
Whatever you
what
want
the
to
fuck
do.
is this? What is this fucking laptop controller and the keyboard? Just
It
seems
looks pretty
like
good.
some Kai bullshit.
It's not. I don't know. I saw it's called Project Dualplay. So it's kind of like if a laptop and a Switch had a baby. So the controller
So it's a laptop.
sits in the. It's a laptop. It's a gaming laptop you can play on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just normally you could hook up a mouse or whatever and play
Right.
on the laptop, but it also has the ability to where it has a controller in the holder of the keypad kind of the computer itself, and you
So
just
you take it out.
pop it out.
Oh.
Yeah, you can take it out, you flip it over, you play, and then the sides, just like on the Joy-Cons for
Mhm.
the Nintendo Switch, come
Yeah.
off of the controller, and you can have 2 people play at once.
Oh, right
or you
on.
keep it as one and play as one player.
Fu-
So
fun fact: Zeus has a
That's
laptop that has a 2070 Super in it, which is
Yes,
fucking crazy.
I do.
To me. That's crazy to me.
It is sitting in a bag behind the dog bed behind me.
That's pretty fucking nuts. That's what
The
I have on my
laptop?
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laptop.
It's-
not the 2070.
In that bag right there where you saw the little puppy just run.
By the
Okay,
way,
okay.
I'm not having any issues running that Warhammer game like on all high with
Me
my
neither.
2070 Super.
I was about to say I'm a 2080 Super, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also got a 2080.
I turn down
Super.
the graphics a lot of times though, because the really high graphics most of the time it's just like making it super fine edges and stuff like that.
I'm gonna be honest.
perfectly
What I
fine
did
edges.
was I went through and I watched the pirate software. He did all the settings, and he's like, "This is how I run it." So that's how I run it. So
there is somebody who dropped a video. I'll have to find it and try and send it to you. I might have already. I don't know. But he goes over like the settings for your brightness. And like the first setting is like 0.6, and then the second one's like 1.5, and it looks like it's completely pitch black and then extremely bright like a flashbang. But when you look at the settings afterwards, it's like you can see the world perfectly clear.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not having any trouble
really
seeing
hoping
the
you
world,
fix that.
so but I'll check it out.
Well, a lot of times the aliens and stuff will kind of blend in a little bit.
I'm
which
not
is-
having that issue at all.
No,
But I'm still early.
What
Maybe
the
maybe the
fuck?
maps might get darker a little later. I don't know that I'm at.
Well, there
I
is
haven't
one
had
with a
that issue.
sandstorm in it, but that's not really gonna. I don't think
yeah,
that'll
yeah.
change it.
Gotcha.
That's on
Gotcha.
purpose of. Yeah.
Oh,
They purposely
I have something that's not on the list actually. So my brother bought my nephew a Xbox One S, the white one, the
Sure.
next gen,
Yeah.
the next gen white one. Okay,
without the disc.
without the
The-
disc, I believe.
Not the $700 thing that was going on.
No, we'll go over that in a
We'll
second.
talk about that after net. Yeah.
So maybe somebody can answer this for me. He bought him a 4 terabyte external, and
Right, external.
It says he can't use it unless he upgrades. Or everything he's finding, he's able to download games onto the external, but it's telling him he has to upgrade the storage in the console in order to access the games. Otherwise, they just have to copy over to the internal drive.
Couldn't tell you.
That's crazy. So maybe
The only thing I could see is like the Xbox doesn't recognize it as an Xbox device, therefore it's not using.
I don't
allow you
know.
to
All
access the
all it
device
says is
directly.
he has to upgrade the SSD that's inside the console in order to play games off of the.
Probably because it would make him download it onto the Xbox itself or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember how we talked about the controllers? Like a lot of the controllers on Xbox are being like unlinked, and if they're not made by Xbox or a company.
Yeah, but
I feel like it'd be the same thing. But
so the external is made by a company that is compatible.
Approved.
He told me that.
Xbox.
Yes, because that's the first thing I said. But he said he can download the games onto the external hard drive, but in order to play them, he can't play them off the external. It makes him transfer them to the console.
Okay, so
And
it's a disc reading problem, and it
takes
probably one of their things so that you spend more money.
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
Their own stuff. I don't know. I'm completely over all of that, which is why I don't play console games anymore.
Yeah,
Like I did for a really, really long time. Even after I had my PC set up, I played console games, but it's just not worth it now.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that you can get, and like we talked about before, you don't have IPs that are console specific anymore. I mean, every once in a while
NCAA
you'll
football,
have some, and no one cares.
Well, CC does. He's the only one that does.
That's why I said I'd pay $500 for GTA. Because I've almost
fucking...
talked myself into buying the console just for that game.
What? So you can watch the parakeets lose, and you be the reason that they lose?
You know what? The parakeets. You know what game you could get, or what console you could get?
What?
If you're gonna get one, you might as well just get the PS5 Pro.
I might as well. Like
it's only
$700 or $800, right?
Yeah.
No big deal.
I mean, if you want the separate disc reader, then it's $800. But you don't need the disc, right? You just want digital.
Yeah,
so
I just $700.
It is.
And then a fucking $70 for the game. No big deal. After tax,
Yeah.
you're looking at like $900. No big deal.
Come with 2 TB storage, like we talked about. So,
dude, I'm just gonna call Reap Havoc. I don't have Reap Havoc money. I'm just gonna see if he'll buy me one.
So there was the one thing that they were saying about that is the way that it's supposed to work, I guess, is that you take your existing PlayStation and you take it in, you trade it in for like $350, and then it's pretty much like a $350 upgrade from one PlayStation to the Pro.
What?
So you could just buy another
Okay.
console.
Now, does anybody here know the difference between the regular console and the Pro? Like what are the specs?
They have ray tracing, and they upgraded the GPU, which is supposed to be, I think, 45% faster. So they have increased frames and better graphics.
Impressive. 45%. That's a big jump.
It is, but is it a $300 jump?
I mean, if you got Reap Havoc money, it is.
I mean, if you're looking at just GPU, people pay way more than that for for less than a 45% increase as far as the GPU goes.
That's what I'm saying. That's not bad.
Well, it depends though, because
as far as
the people who are paying more for less, are they going from like a very simple, like, I don't know, Windows 98 GPU to a now GPU, and then they're paying a lot more for.
Well, if you
that'd
think
be a-
about
that'd
it,
be a
so
great jump type of thing
so
for graphics.
what's a regular PlayStation 5 cost right now? $500? Still 500, right? There's a 400. So somebody look
I don't
that
know.
up.
I think it's 4.
So I have a 2070 Super. I could probably sell this for $200 probably. But in order for me to buy a fucking 4070, it's like $1,500.
It says $499 or
So
four.
fu-
It starts at
So
$449
so
for
$250
digital.
more to go from a 2070 to a 4070. I mean, because that's about what that jump is, 50% probably. I mean, that's actually, I've been dogging that. It's actually not a bad fucking deal then.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
you're
yeah.
doing console.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
that's not
right.
really-
Right, but yeah, that's just it's pretty wild.
So there's so I just found something online from last year that says the closest equivalent in graphics card is for the PS5, not the Pro, of course.
PS5 is a 2070,
is
right?
is a 2070.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
So what's the Pro equivalent to? Can you find that? See,
See
this
if
is
someone.
no. So this is another thing. Is consoles like when we were kids, like the Nintendo, right? It was $100.
Mhm.
Wasn't it like $150? Or was it $100?
Thought it was
There's
I
some-
don't even
$100.
remember if I'm being honest. I feel like the
I feel like it was
PlayStation 2 was
$100.
200.
PlayStation 2 was $200. Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
So
But
one of the
if
people on here.
if you account for
Go ahead.
inflation, I mean that would be $1,000 now, right?
No,
no,
we have not
no.
inflated that. Okay,
No.
this
Oh,
is why we
inflated a
don't
lot.
Look at
trust
the
punishment with
fucking
money
price of
at
milk
all.
right now, bro. I mean, I'm talking about from Nintendo being
we
$100.
You
Probably
think
be
that
$1,000.
inflation is up 1,000%?
Yes, I live in America.
Oh my god! By the way,
Let me see what
the
it is.
PS5 Pro equivalent is a 3070 Ti. So
37.
they're 3070 Ti.
Okay, so we'll say $200 is equal to $372.98 from 2000.
$1,000.
Okay, so-
for a fucking NES.
so,
What-
okay.
What do you smoke?
Okay,
idiot?
so yeah, it would be $240. My bad. Feels like more than that though.
Jesus Christ.
Some
CC's
people-
tacked on that
feels like
nostalgia
more.
tax.
Yeah, no
Feels
shit.
like more, dude. Feels like more. You been to the fucking grocery store lately, man? Holy
No,
shit!
now, in your defense, when you're like, 9 years old, saving up $100 may as well be $1,000.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
you never fucking get there.
Right.
And we all know that you can't save $1,000 because you'll spend it on another 3D printer. How many do you have now?
4.
4? How many are running right now?
2.
The fuck? How many are broken?
What?
1.
All right.
One's
That's
been
my
broken
part
for a
printer.
long time.
That's my parts printer.
That's my first ever printer. Okay, it's sitting right there behind me. You can see it on the floor behind me. What's up? Yeah.
Oh,
It's, dude, I print nonstop, 24 hours a day. So
But anyway,
me.
going back to the PS5 and all that, we have paid way more than $350 for a GPU upgrade from a 2070 to a 3070 Ti.
oh yeah, oh
If
yeah.
that-
but
if-
how,
if
but
that
how
is what
long
you're
does your how
ahead.
long does that last for games on computers?
I mean, I
Like,
still
mine's a
have my
2080.
still have my 2080.
Yeah.
I saw my 27.
I haven't
Um,
upgraded to a 4 or anything or 40 series.
What do you
at
have,
all
Kai?
yet.
What do you have in yours?
2080 Super.
Yeah, 2080. That's right. Yeah, you already said that.
Mm-hmm.
Ray. Has
Although
a
the fact that the
3090.
20 series is now, I think we brought this up before, the 2080 or the 20 series is now the recommended for the games that are coming out.
Right.
But
But
the minimum, you're still at 1060 for minimum.
I haven't struggled with any games with my graphics card. I'm very surprised.
haven't
because
either.
we're two, because the 30 series was out and now the 40 series is out. I figured that I would start to struggle by now, but maybe they're just building them better now.
I don't know, because I mean, the 10 series didn't even really start to struggle until the 40 series came out.
The
Well,
10
let's-
series is still pretty strong too.
Let's say this, what did
1080 Ti
you-
will still run everything.
Yeah, it will.
What did you pay for your initial PC build?
So
Mine?
I bought a
Probably-
pre-build.
So did I.
Yeah, I built mine, so probably 25.
Mine was
Okay, so if-
$1,600.
If you were to get a new build today, how much would it cost? For you to
Probably
have,
about
like,
25 or 3
two-
grand
2 grand.
because
Okay,
I would.
So
So the problem with
imagine you're buying the newer upgraded stuff, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So initially you paid that 2,500 for the best at that time.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to get the best again, but it's
Mhm.
still going to cost you the same amount, about 2,500. Imagine
give or
that
take.
console you're trying to build now cost you an extra it costs you like $3,000 or 3,200 instead
So
of that
the
same amount.
I mean, the big issue is that the stuff that we have in there is no longer compatible to the newer stuff that's out.
Yeah, you need to
The
get
stuff
a new
with the PS
motherboard.
Pro is you're literally like, we
Well,
could have swapped out the graphics card up to a 30 series
yeah, but is it
from what we have
did they
from
go
a
to
10.
does anybody know if they went to DDR5 RAM in the Pro? Did they do
I
that?
seriously doubt it.
I mean, maybe they
Doubt it.
did. If they did, it's definitely worth it because that's
Well,
completely
I'm
upgraded
just
hardware.
saying, if you think about it, it'd be like saying you're going to trade in your computer that you paid 2,500 for,
Yeah.
which no big deal. And when you trade it in, you're going to get 1,000 for it, but you're going to have to buy a PC that costs you 3,500
Yeah.
instead of
No,
just rebuilding
right,
an entire
right.
thing for 2,500.
This is the first time in my history of computers that I bought a pre-build. The only reason I did that was because I had a computer. It worked great, played great. We had that derecho that destroyed my fucking house. My computer got wet. My insurance company told me to just buy a new computer, and they would pay me for it. So I didn't have the fucking money. We didn't have power for fucking 8 days. We didn't, I mean, it was bad here.
Right.
I didn't have $2,000 laying around to buy it, so I applied for a Best Buy credit card, and I just ordered the computer. I gave them the receipt, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not paying for that." But I was like, "You motherfuckers told me to." They're like, "Yeah, but it's brand new. This one's old," and they didn't give me a fucking dime. So
Going back to your question, CC, the
Yeah.
PS5 launched with 16 gigs of DDR6 memory.
really,
The PS5 Pro has the same capacity, but the speeds are increased likely due to better memory interface on the new GPU.
wow,
They're just getting a new GPU. That's it.
yeah.
I mean, it's what we've been asking.
And ray tracing.
Well, yeah.
I think that just
with,
comes with the new
comes with
GPU.
the new GPU. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
'cause
just like all the new GPUs if you get from Nvidia, they're all going to have RTX on it at this point.
yeah, because that started with the 20 series, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? I'm sure they'll fucking sell a bunch of them. I wonder if they're as hard
I'm
to
sure.
get as the fucking PS5 was when it first came out, because that
I
was
doubt
fucking
it.
that was sad. That was nothing but
That was
sad.
insane.
But yeah,
Especially people buy like 5 of them to sell them for like 3 times the amount that
Yeah.
they were on sale for.
yeah, but people shouldn't have fucking paid it. Was the problem? But
Yeah,
I
I know.
get it. If I was a PlayStation guy, I would have, because I did everything I could to get an Xbox One when they came out. So
If
you
I
know,
can't get it, I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
I'll wait.
right?
I got patience. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't. I make bad
Yeah,
financial
we know that.
decisions.
Yeah, we can.
I've got my PS4, and I'll probably have it until PlayStation just goes straight to PC because it's coming, right?
Yeah, one more console. They said one more console, right?
Yeah, this is the last one.
Yeah,
After
Yeah.
this,
PS6,
it's
I think, and then after that, it's going to go
Yeah.
to an emulator on PC.
So
I mean, if you're paying $700, why not just make your PC now and get the best of everything? DDR5.
yeah, but see the problem with that is like I said, there's always going to be the guy that just wants a fucking console and doesn't want to deal with.
I'm
PC.
sure,
'Cause
but I'm
PCs
saying
are a
if
fucking lot.
you're a PlayStation guy, why spend $700 on a PS5 Pro when you could buy a computer now
Yeah,
and then just replace a part later if you want, but just
I
play all your games on PC, and then when they release the emulator, then you just get that and you're already set.
yeah
Quit spending money on the next console when you can just do it on PC.
I have a idea that a lot of people will probably be like, I'm gonna give my kids my PS5. I'm gonna buy myself the PS5 Pro. I bet you that's a lot of that's happening. A lot.
Just buy
No.
yourself a PC and connect your controller to the place or the PC and
Yep.
play.
Yeah,
your
I mean, but
PlayStation games.
there's just so many people out there that have a family room. They don't have a computer desk. No, a lot of people don't have computers anymore. They just use their phone.
You can literally hook up a computer though and put it on a monitor on the wall.
Yeah, but nobody
and
fucking does
play.
that shit.
Or the portable monitor. But yeah, I mean, but you can.
Yeah.
If you really want a console, you can buy a PC now, especially around that same cost. Just put a monitor on the wall. I mean, the games if you're playing solo games like Spider-Man and stuff like that, you can hook up your PC to the TV and still play it that way.
Here's the problem, Kai. You're preaching to the choir. We all understand that.
Yeah.
We aren't the people that are still stuck in 1994.
Yeah.
We're not the people that are still trying to make their Sega Saturn work. We've upgraded.
I
We
don't know.
are
We
you know
are
it,
we are the PC generation.
You know what's kind of funny about consoles though is they're still releasing games, like trying to get new games onto console, which I guess it kind of makes sense because for the next few years you'll have consoles.
Yeah.
But like New World right now is on. They have open beta from the 13th through the 16th of September,
Yeah, we just talked about
which
this.
is going to include, which is the what is it, Aeternum?
yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be. This is the first time it's going to be on console. So it's been on
Yes.
PC this whole time. They're not going to release it on console. They have the beta from the 13th to the 16th for that. And the full release is supposed to be in October the 15th. But it'll be available on PS5, Xbox X and S, Steam, and Amazon games. But they're finally making it jump to console.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
I mean, they're still trying to push games into console. Yeah, I don't know if it's too late because maybe there's
I still think most
PC's
gamers
kind of
are
on the
console.
decline, and this will be a new game for consoles, so consoles will
Yeah,
jump up, and then the people who've been waiting for an update, like Grail, he was playing New World like insane, like every night and religiously and stuff like that. But now, I don't.
And honestly, it's gonna
I don't know.
breathe a lot of new life into that game. New World
Mhm.
would have been. I mean, I talked with Travis about this extensively, but New World would have been amazing if they had just waited, a couple more months before they launched it. I understand why they did it when they did it. I've talked about that extensively, but if they had waited and they had launched their game in a more complete state, it just would have been a better game overall. And it would have been better, more well
right here
received.
tells you why they're still doing it to console. EA Sports College Football, the game that I really want, right? Sold
Okay.
over 2 million copies of its premium edition, which was, I believe, $100, which
Mhm.
offered access to the game 3 days ahead of launch before the game launched. That's 2 million at $100 a pop before the game came out.
$200 million. Quick math.
That's before the game, but that's before the game came out.
I'm
Okay,
wondering
and
what Space Marines 2 was.
can we assume that no one over in like Europe or South America is buying college football for the US? So you're
I'm sure
telling
there's
me
some.
that
I don't know.
like
There might be
but
some.
you're telling me that
I feel like a
roughly
lot of them are playing FIFA now.
1% of the US bought a college football game
Yeah.
for console.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fucking nuts.
Pre-ordered it, my friend. Pre-ordered it. So that means that nobody's buying copies to resell them. I mean, this is people that bought the game to fucking play it. That's
I don't
impressive.
know. I mean, you could pre-order to scalp. I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
That's true.
Right, but you can't. I mean, there's no need to.
You
But I'm
can,
just saying,
but it's not going to be as
$200
effective
million
as
before the
Also,
game
there's no point
launched.
there's no point in scalping games anymore because
Right.
you can just
Just
download it straight off of a website.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what proves that nobody bought multiple copies. They couldn't because you could just download it yourself. But 200 million. That's why these games are still going to console and shit like that, because that's fucking crazy. Well, this other ad says 2.2 million copies, $100 copies with it for early access.
I
That's
think
pretty crazy.
that is a big thing for the sports genre for gaming.
No, it
Because
is.
most of the
Very, very
people
big.
that do sports gaming and
Mhm.
that whether it's one of the basically all of the 2K games, right? They're all console. And I mean,
Yeah.
can you even play those games on mouse and keyboard? I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it.
You can. I own Madden on PC. I own 2K on PC. I don't have a working controller right now, so I don't play them. I won't. I won't. I know there's people that do play it on keyboard and mouse. I don't understand. I don't understand that. I'm sure it probably isn't that. Like, GTA was a perfect example. Was a game that I only ever played on a controller until RP. You're not allowed to use a controller. And when I did that RP shit for a while, I tried that. You had to use keyboard and mouse. Now I can play GTA 5 or GTA on keyboard and mouse. So, but yeah, it's just crazy that that game, like I think 2014 was the last time they released an NCAA game, and it's the thing about it, it's completely different than Madden. It plays different. Everything about it's different, and there's hundreds of teams. Obviously, there's hundreds of colleges, and the what everybody tries to do is pick like the worst teams and make them like the best team, and it's I don't know. That's one of the things that everybody likes about the game so much.
I can't figure out if So it was saying Space Marines 2 also had 2 million sales. I just can't figure out if that was pre-release or post-release
Yeah,
altogether. I don't know.
but
But
what
still.
I mean that's still great. All right, but that's
Right.
also is that available on console or no? I don't know if it's available on.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
Yes, it is. Because my
So
friend plays on PlayStation.
oh yeah. So but that's 2 million copies. Let's say it is all pre-release, but that's 2 million copies across PC and console. This is just console, and I believe it's just next gen console because I don't think it's available. Maybe it is available on Xbox One. I'll have to look into that. So I have an Xbox One still. I'd play it on that.
See, then you can just
But
get that.
yeah,
Stop crying.
right. But
Um,
anyway, is there anything else that we want to talk about today, boys?
2 things. One's really quick. The Penguin is coming to HBO Max
Oh yeah,
September
yeah, I've seen
19th.
that.
Colin
Colin
Farrell as
Farrell.
the Penguin. Mm-hmm.
Didn't you
What's
play
Haven't
the
that
seen him
about?
since
Penguin in the last Batman movie that came out?
I don't
I could
remember.
have
The only
sworn
one I
Colin
remember is
Farrell
Danny DeVito.
played
I don't remember.
Penguin.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
couldn't
don't
tell
think
you.
I
This will
don't
be a mini TV series though, so that's
on HBO
plus.
Max.
Correct.
And we
And
are
then
the football season's here, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you watch
Mm.
plenty of football.
Yeah,
There's
he
also-
played the Penguin in The Batman in 2022.
Oh well, then I guess he's playing the
the one
Penguin
with Robert
in the show The
Pattinson?
Penguin.
Yes.
I didn't watch it. Was it
Me
good?
neither.
Wasn't bad.
Surprising.
It actually wasn't bad. I went in with really low expectations and I was, pleasantly surprised.
Not
It's got Ben
Although
Affleck,
I
just
really
don't
like
care to
Colin
watch it.
Farrell as an actor. So
No, it was
Yeah, Colin Farrell is good.
Robert Pattinson was Batman, not Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay. That one I'm
Yeah.
sure wouldn't be as bad as
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. Worst Batman ever, by the way.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't care who says differently. He's the worst
Agreed.
Batman ever. I will
Fuck you,
say,
Jane.
yeah, I know.
damn.
I will say, that Colin. I think the last thing I remember Colin Farrell. Holy shit. Playing was what was the remake from Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger initially?
Yep.
That was the last one I remember him playing on. It's the last thing. The newer videos, anyways. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's been something since then, but
I love Colin Farrell, so
I mean, I guess he's playing the Penguin, so I mean,
I'll check
that might
it
be a
out.
good show.
He was also in
Apex,
The Gentleman, if you saw that one.
I didn't see that one yet. I do kind of want to watch it. It did look good or interesting. Anyways, the Apex is now again. Everybody is jumping from Apex. A lot of people are. The new what is it? That's Rainbow Six. The new Rainbow Six battle pass looks
Are you
insane
okay?
the way you have to get through it, but I'm having a brain aneurysm or something.
Yeah, I'm
I
about
don't
to
know.
say, are you stroking out? Do we need to call
I
someone
might
for
be.
you?
I'm kind of worried.
If I start talking not necessarily nonsense, but like jumbled words and then fall on the floor, yeah, just make sure they take me to a VA hospital. Apex is removing
you want
loot.
shitty treatment?
Well, it's free for me, so
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather.
He wants to
take
know
free
exactly
than-
who to blame.
Okay,
yeah, I'd
all right,
rather
all right.
I'd rather wake up debt free than wake up
I
and
gotcha.
have like 3 trillion in debt.
I gotcha.
Apex is removing loot, so what they're gonna do now is you're gonna start with a loadout. During your actual initial drop, you'll pick your
What?
loadouts for each character beforehand,
Okay.
and then as the circles close and/or you get kills, your weapons will upgrade. And
That's
your
weird.
armor sets, I believe, are going to either come with the armor sets are either going to come with the weapons or you find them. I don't know, but you can still loot people and go to the replicator to do some crafting,
Mm.
and then you can just I don't know if I feel like
I
if,
don't think I
like,
hate
say you
that.
kill somebody. Say you
So-
kill somebody who has like purple armor. You
Yeah.
have blue. If you pick up that purple armor, which you just looted from them, your weapon should automatically upgrade to purple. I believe. I don't know how it's going to work. I feel like that's the case, but
I don't hate that.
can't-
That seems like interesting, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to work out. I mean, a lot of people are leaving Apex, so who knows?
I don't know. I might go back and try it again. Honestly, I used to have a lot of fun with Apex. But
I did when it first came out, but
the cheating
I don't know.
got so bad
horrible.
that I had to stop and I just never went back to it.
There's also the new iPhone 16 release, but I mean,
No one cares about the iPhone.
well, about a
Everyone
good 52%
cares.
of people do. but yeah,
Everyone
that's
cares
fine.
about the iPhone.
And the new like
Everywhere.
camera action button, so when you turn the phone to the side, you can actually just push the button on top, and you can scroll it to zoom the camera in and out. Pretty nice. I mean, there's some other features like using your eyes to like look at apps and then select the app.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That'll be pretty nice.
You should be able to do it with
big
your thing was like that on the last iOS update we could move icons. I'm like, we've been able to do. I've always been able to do that. What the fuck are you talking about? It was in the list or something. You said of the updates. I'm like, that makes no sense because I've always been able to move all of my.
I'll send you the video after.
Right,
this.
I believe you.
No. I think the update allows you to put icons wherever you want, free place them. Initially, you could move them, however, but they would just kind of drop up to the next top left location.
Yep.
Whatever, and make the row.
What kind of anarchy wouldn't want that? Are you don't want your shit to be in order?
No, you're going to be able to put
you're
it
telling me
however
that
you want.
all of the icons on your PC right now are just lined straight across the top in order, and that's it? You don't have like the spin down on the bottom? No, it is. I can guarantee you, you do not have your shit lined straight across the top.
I will fucking show you.
You probably have some on another screen.
Like your recycling
I will
bin in the
fucking
bottom
show
right.
you. No.
So your recycling bin. What kind of fucking monster are you?
Do you right click and say put icons in order by name or some shit like that?
No, I put them in order where I want them.
Okay,
But
and they
they're
just do
at
a
the
straight
top
line
of
across the screen.
Yes.
And then once you
absolutely.
finish the row, you go down to the next row and just keep going.
I don't have a second row. That's fucking anarchy. No.
I
don't understand.
It's
Having
fucking-
a disagreement between
just a
iPhone
row
and
at the
Android is
top.
one thing, but you're fucking psychotic. I have all my apps, like all the gaming apps, my OBS,
and somebody
all that
who
good
wants
stuff.
to be a fucking mouthy little bitch says I put them on another screen. This screen this is my main screen right here. This screen has apps going across the top from this center, like across the ones I don't use very often.
I hate you.
They start right
I
here
have-
and go over.
All my apps are on one screen. I don't have that many, but the very top left are all like my launchers and my OBS and all that good stuff, and then the very bottom is all my games. And
I have them on two screens because one of my screens I actually have just games.
Yeah.
And that's all it is in like the top left corner. And then one of my other ones has a bunch of my system stuff, so like the IQ, Turn Up, Discord, whatever is up there.
I don't
then
have
I have
any
a bunch
of that on my desktop.
I used to do that. I used to separate the two. But
I have
one
all of
one of my
all of
monitors
that
broke.
stuff's on my start bar at the bottom.
And
but all of my
so then
apps are across the top.
So then I have all of my streaming stuff. So like the Streamlabs desktop, OBS, the Leorin board, and all that stuff is in its own little area.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have all of my game launchers, like Epic or
that makes sense.
All of that's
whatever
in my
that
start
is.
bar.
I just put my launchers up top just to kind of be there in case I want to open them separately, but usually they're there in case I play the game, and it just
Right now I've got 3D print files coming from the recycle bins in the top left corner going straight down, but those are all just going to get deleted.
Did you say straight down?
Yeah.
They don't go left to right?
No, that's all of my icons that I use, but I had like in order to put them in my program, I have to drag them from the desktop onto my program.
Okay,
so
but how do you have them placed under your recycling bin? They go straight down from your recycling bin?
Yes.
See, if you were using an iOS, you couldn't do that.
You wouldn't be able to do that. It would literally force those icons right next to the recycling bin.
Thank you, Kai. As long as you understand what I'm talking about.
No, I get it, but like
we're not talking fast. He's just listening slow. Yes. It forces it up. You can't.
Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. I'm cool with it.
But you don't do that on your PC.
We're gonna start calling you Kai QC then.
I basically
do that. You don't though. You don't.
Yeah, I do because all the icons that are going to stay there. But I forgot that right now I've got 3D print.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening today. You can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple, Facebook, Patreon. I think that was it, right?
Spotify. iHeart.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I think I went straight down your little list down
below.
below.
We're fucking everywhere. We're fucking awesome. Number one gaming podcast in the world.
One of these other gaming podcasts are going to call us out.
Let's go toe to toe. Let's go toe to toe. Okay, any day of the week.
Just let us know. We'll bring you on. We'll have a discussion. We'll prove that we're right, and we'll move on with life.
Yeah. Don't forget to comment below what you want us to talk about next week. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. But also if you want the shirt, make sure you comment or email us unqualifiedgamerspodcast@gmail.com. Haven't seen any emails come across yet, but email us or comment us, or else we're going to have to move to the secondary winners. So
yep.
Make sure you comment and let us know.